Climate change acts in concert with other drivers of environmental change, such as pollution, habitat destruction, and also biological invasions. And these effects have impacts on environmental or ecosystem functioning. And so therefore it also has an effect on provision of products for communities or humanity. Therefore the CIB is very interested in looking at the effects of these interactions between invasions but also climate change. The focus is to try to understand how this change occurs, how species respond, and what are the impacts on human livelihoods. So there is also a focus on key species that will impact human livelihoods, such as, for example, vectors of animal and human diseases.
The research that we're doing on tsetse and climate change responses in Africa is aimed broadly at trying to produce a predictive model to understand their responses in the future, but also to try and help management and intervention strategies plan which areas are going to be most likely to experience tsetse in the future. Tsetse flies are a problem because they transmit human and animal diseases. Specifically, they're transmitting protozoan parasites, which can infect either livestock or people. And for this reason, much of Africa is under some form of threat to these vector-borne diseases. The trypanosomiases are able to have a socio-economic impact on where people can farm, so they might not be able to use livestock, or it may have also medical and health issues for people. And so that limits certain parts of Africa for use and for developing. Predicting the impact of climate change on tsetse or any animal is actually very, very complicated. And for this reason, we can only try and account for certain factors and try and produce a best estimate given the circumstances that we understand relatively well. Movement of tsetse around in Africa, changes in their geographic distribution that might be a result of climate change, could make areas that were not under any form of risk from tsetse or trypanosomiasis could become under risk. Areas that were initially thought to not be inhabited by tsetse may in fact become inhabited by tsetse. And obviously predicting where those locations are would be a major asset, especially for Southern Africa, which is actually on the edge of tsetse distribution currently.